It's 20 past the hour. Thanks for staying with us. And the National Dialogue Committee co-chairs National Assembly Majority Leader Kimani Ichung'wah and Wiper Leader Kalonzo Musyoka have announced that they are rushing against time to wind up the deliberations between the opposition and government, aiming to release a report on Saturday, which will inform Kenyans on what they've agreed or disagreed on. But the National Treasury CS, Professor Njuguna Ndung'u, is reported to have told the committee the proposed tax cuts by Azimio can only be reviewed in February next year. Mr. Musyoka says the deliberations on the talks are not conclusive yet on whether the two sides have agreed on the contentious issue of the cost of living or not, and only the report will give a way forward. NTV's Melita Oletenges reports.
Deliberations between the government and the opposition, which began in August, have hit a home stretch as the committee is rushing to beat the November 26th set deadline. According to the co-chairs, National Assembly Majority Leader Kimani Ichung'wah and Wiper Leader Kalonzo Musyoka, the team will be burning the midnight oil for the next 3 days to finalize on the report, which will be released on Saturday, the 25th of October.
We arrived at an agreement on such timelines and what reviews will be required, and I want to believe you will be able to see, and the country will be able to see all that, the details in the final report once we adopt it on Friday for eventual release on Saturday.
For the better part of Wednesday, the Cabinet Secretary for Treasury, Njuguna Ndung'u, was in consultation with the committee concerning the high cost of living and increased taxes, which has been top of the agenda for the committee, even as the Azimio la Umoja One Kenya coalition has continued to maintain a hard stance that the government should retract some of its policies on the tax regime.
Our engagement with Professor Ndung'u was centered on the taxation regime, as Kimani Ichung'wah has just said, and of course the very important matter of cost of living. Yeah, so if you give us time, we'll be able to release our report by Saturday.
Very candid engagements of a situational analysis of the state of the economy and what is possible now, in the medium term and in the long term. And to an extent, as I said, you are now driving me to divulge what will be in the report. Once we agree on all the nitty-gritties, you will be able to read it in the report on Saturday.
Even as the co-chairs remained cagey on the details of the closed-door meeting with the CS, sources close to NTV have intimated that the CS submitted that the government can only review the taxes starting February next year. However, the committee insists the blueprint to implement the deliberations with stakeholders shall be stipulated in the document. The Azimio team is pushing for a review of the Finance Act 2023 with proposals to scrap the controversial housing levy and reduction of value-added tax on petroleum products from the current 16% to 8%. Melita Oletenges, NTV.